Yo, what's up, y'all? We out here with another episode of NgoriiFit 360. We are here to take a step ahead physically, mentally, spiritually, socially, practically. And in today's video, I want to share with you this concept just generally and broadly here today, but we're going to break it down through the week and see how it really applies into all the 4 areas that NgoriiFit 360 is all about. While you're tuning in, like, subscribe, share. Glad you're here and hope you enjoy the video. Let's get into it. I'm down here in Tennessee. I'm at my brother's house right now. It's Mother's Day weekend, but also it's graduation weekend, and that's really the reason I'm down here this particular weekend. I'm gonna give you a little bit of background. I went to Southern Adventist University here in Collegedale, Tennessee. My brother did as well. We graduated from there. My buddy Linsky, he went to school here, graduated from here. Several other people, of course, friends, graduated all together and so on. But the reason I bring up Linsky in particular is because we both ended up spending some time out in the mission field in different places initially. I went to Palau first, he went to Hawaii first, but then we ended up overlapping in Palau for my first 3 years back and the last few years of his time out there. And we had the privilege of being able to teach a ton of awesome students. He taught PE at the elementary school when he went back out there the first time, I think in 2014. And then he transitioned over to the high school for the remainder of the time. And I had taught PE at the elementary school my very first year out there. And when I came back, when he was out there, I was at the high school teaching Bible and serving as the chaplain. So we really got to experience the entire personality of the Palau SDA school system because we got to interact with the kindergartners all the way through the 8th graders at the elementary school. And then we got to catch up with them as they would grow up in future years as we worked at the high school. Absolutely amazing. But as a mission school, one of the interesting things about it is, and I guess I'll give you this context as well, Palau is not anywhere near here. If you've seen any of the videos on my other channel, Corey Johnson, then you'll see plenty of videos about Palau, and maybe I'll talk about how far it is away from here. Going to serve in a place so far away, sure, you end up working with some people that you may have known before at different schools or whatever, back here in the States, but the chances of you getting to see those students come to the States and go to the schools that you came from, not so high. And this is a story that I'm trying to get a podcast for. Being out in the mission field was taking a step ahead in a large regard for me personally. And I'm sure that anybody who's been out there, the majority of people who have been out there could say the same thing. For me, that's where I truly learned how to serve and connect with people differently. I say it whenever I'm talking about Palau that I felt more at home there than I ever have anywhere back here. The relationships and the friendships that you build with the students, again, from K through 12 is absolutely amazing. But when it's time to leave and it's time to say goodbye, you never know when you're going to see a lot of these students again. For the number of missionaries who have been out to the islands or any other of the islands in the South Pacific there, it's a rare thing for a missionary to come back after they've left from their year of service. But again, for as rare as that is, it's even rarer to have one of your students from out there end up growing up and coming to the school that you went to. Now, I happen to be blessed in a few regards with this because one of my former students is at Andrews with me as a student. A few of my students are out west at Walla Walla and some schools in California. Pretty cool. But out of all of them, there was one who decided to come here to Southern, my alma mater, and just graduated from my school. So you know I had to be down here to support. Absolutely. Shout out Himari, absolutely crazy. Met her family, some friends, awesome experience. But there was more than that happened there. See, being back at the school, I was able not only to connect with Himari and support her for her graduation, but I also saw a couple other students that I had taught out in Palau, did not know that they were gonna be here. I also saw other missionaries who I served with and didn't serve with, they were here supporting as well. It was the coolest thing ever. So from seeing students and people that I taught and seeing people I taught with, it's crazy because I also saw people who taught me when I was in grade school. And this thought hit me, like, these connections that we experience in life and how awesome it is to have the privilege to put some intention and meaning into those connections. I'm an introvert, so I'm not always looking to go talk to everybody I can find, but it is cool to be in a place where I thought I was gonna only know 2 or 3 people and then realize, wait a second, I know people and the connections that I have with these people go back more than 20 years. I even saw one of my buddies from the gymnastics team, his brother was down here graduating, a student from Andrews, but graduated, he walked with the Southern students. So, I mean, connections all over. And it's crazy because even in the midst of all of that happening with graduation, like, I'm still able to catch up with my dad who lives down here and my sister who's down here watching my nieces, because my brother's out of town, but him and his wife will be back here tomorrow, so I get to catch up with them too. Like intentional connection, especially with the nieces, man. Hey, with the young ones, if you have a chance to connect with them intentionally, do that. So many good moments and opportunities to connect intentionally. But see, I really want to highlight that connection doesn't happen by chance. You have to be intentional. I could tell you all the different stories of the people that I met and that I saw throughout this graduation weekend and why there was some intention there. But the only reason I was able to have good experiences with them is because of all the work and the effort and the conversations and the time spent together, working together in the past. The only reason I was able to even connect with my former teachers is because of what they poured into me when I was growing up and the intention that they had in connecting with me as a student. Those things don't happen by accident. It's intentional connection. And intentional connection is important because it gives you a new comfort level and more confidence in new unfamiliar spaces. It's kind of like a bridge. It gives you a way into a place that you may not have gotten on your own. And I think the intentional connection of it all goes back to what I said at the very beginning of this video. It's Mother's Day weekend. And again, if you've kept up with me on any other social platform, you've seen me talk about myself, my family, our struggles, my mom's mental health issues, and kind of the toll that it takes on the family. It's a tough time. It's weird because on a day like Mother's Day, I'm so close to where my mom actually is, but because of the issue and because of the complications there, it's hard to experience an intentional connection. And I think in many regards, I feel the loss or the impact of that probably every day. But I did send her a text. I wished her a happy Mother's Day. Didn't get a response, but that's okay. But I think this is the blessing of intentional connection. I mentioned being in Palau and the fact that being in Palau was the reason that I'm here this weekend for this graduation. But while I was in Palau, there was one person who actually became a mom to me and was my sponsor mom for the entire time that I was there. And even though I left in 2019, we still talk and we're connected all the time. A blessing in disguise for sure. That's my mom, that's Bilun. And when it comes to my moms, it's a little bittersweet because on the one hand, while it's a struggle and I'm trying to figure out how to best be present in a situation where it doesn't feel like my presence is wanted, on the other hand, I can reach out and connect, and the intention is there, and I appreciate that. So there's a strange contrast there. For as hard as Mother's Day could be, it wasn't as rough as it could be because of that and because of her. I could talk about the missions and sponsor families and parents more, but I'll just put it this way. For all of us that have a sponsor parent or sponsor family, not everybody really takes the time to intentionally connect with them. So not every missionary comes back with that type of connection or relationship after they've gone. And I look back with gratitude on the opportunities that I had to spend time with Bilun. I'm really especially grateful for the intention that she had in including me and reaching out to me to do things, knowing that I wasn't always going to ask first. Intentional connection. It's something that connects me to people from 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. But because that intention has been put in over the years, it makes my life and this year and this moment so much more valuable and special. So I'm gonna close out this video with this. How much thought have you put into the intentional connections that you have in your life? How many of those people are you reaching out to? How many do you need to reach out to let them know how much you appreciate them? How responsive are you to the people who are reaching out to you and appreciating you for being a part of their experience and for the intention they recognize that you've poured into them? And how can we take a step ahead in being intentional with our connections to set up relationships and to be friends and be good people with those around us now, so that years from now, we'll have something positive to look back on. We can all learn and we can all grow. I'm definitely looking forward to it, and I hope you are too. Thanks again for tuning in to NgoriiFit 360. It's been a pleasure. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment down below, some of your thoughts and the answers to the questions I asked, and hopefully it's just something that you can think about and process and really think about taking your next step on. Let me know what you think down below. Hey, thanks for tuning in. This is Corey. I'm glad you're here. Stay tuned for the shorts this week that'll come out showing how we can use intentional connection in the mental, the physical, the social, and the spiritual spaces, all right? Like, subscribe, and share, and we'll keep taking steps together. Let's go.